Technique number 10 in the Blue Belt Kenpo Karate for Christ is Sumo. Sumo is one of those techniques that once you've seen it, it kind of sticks with you. You always remember it. Kind of like 5 swords. Even if you stop studying Kenpo, talking to somebody later who does it, oh yeah, I did Kenpo when I was growing up. How about that 5 swords? How about that Sumo? This would be one of those techniques that just it never leaves. You're always thinking of it. It's also going to utilize an idea that we saw earlier in this level with crashing wings, where those elbows are dropping down. It's another reason why I put crashing wings in this level as opposed to studying it earlier. So with Sumo, the attack's different though. They're grabbing your belt from the front. That's why it's called Sumo, because that's where they'll latch on with sumo wrestling and they'll try and unbalance somebody, pushing them forward, pulling. You know, that's just a place of attack, is they'll grab that belt so they can control the hips. So they're grabbing hold of the belt from the front here, palm up this way, in order to move you around here. And the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to launch over with the right foot, and as I do, my arms are going to orbit high and drop down again with those elbows. And just like with crashing wings, the elbows are coming in towards you. But this time, instead of elbows coming down on their forearms, the elbows are going to come in between their hands, stripping them through. So they've got your belt, and I'm going to step over, stripping their hold. So you have to drop down low enough to get down between their arms as those elbows come in between, strips it free, and then immediately I'm going to come forward with a double spear hand strike into the throat here. So we're using one hand to kind of help support the other that way. So it's not 2 separate strikes coming in, but one unit together. We saw this before with ascending to heaven, or heavenly ascent. When we stepped forward, we took both hands from our wedge, bind them together in order to punch. Now with this spear hand, we connect them together as they thrust forward into that soft spot there at the bottom of the throat. That's the target. The hand's kind of making a V there, intersecting at the center. And I like to use the willow leaf palm idea, where you take the index finger and the ring finger, bring them together, the middle finger comes behind it, and that makes like a stronger point there. So use both of those together, supporting each other there, and you've got a tight spot that you're trying to fit into, but it also creates a stronger structure with the fingers as it thrusts forward. So they grab your belt, you step over, we're stripping, immediately shooting both hands with this spear hand, willow leaf palm idea, right into the throat that way, which is going to push them back. We want to follow them as soon as you hit them and they're reeling back. Advance with this vertical elbow, and that's going to come in forward here with a forward bow. Elbow rises up and catches them in the chin. It's going to have to move quick as you're driving them back. Otherwise, you'll lose that head. So as soon as you shoot here, advance with this vertical elbow. And then from here, I'm going to use kind of this retreating idea where I'll pivot to that reverse bow and the low hammer fist to the abdomen. Keep that other hand high, though, to the face. Cover this space. I don't want to leave it wide open. So that altogether is Sumo. Step over and clear. Both hands thrust to the throat. Advance elbow high. Pivot, hammer fist low, and then full cover out. You saw that vertical elbow, which circles into a hammer fist back with a circling wing. That's kind of where it gets its name. Circled over, wrap the arms. There was a palm strike. Then this vertical elbow to the chin, and outward hammer fist. So again, we're taking parts of several other things, putting them together. If you take circling wing, if you take crashing wing, then we can build them together and create Sumo. Different attack though, belt grab from the front. So one more time, Sumo. Clear over, spear hand, vertical elbow, hammer fist, full cover out to 6 o'clock.